السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So today we are going to go over the chapter of fasting, Ramadan, the month of fasting. So the first point is the fasting in the month of Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. That this is something you have to do. There's no question about it whether you can do it or not. You have to fast in Ramadan. There's no other option.
Yeah, it's one of the pillars. It's obligatory.
You cannot just take a vacation. Fasting in the month of Ramadan is fard upon male and female who is sane and mature. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised great reward for those that fast, whilst severe punishment is in store for those that do not fast in the month of Ramadan. Unfortunately, even amongst the Muslims, many times you will hear things like people saying that, oh, fasting is only for the poor. And other such sick ideas like this. We look at the life of the Prophet ﷺ, we look at the life of our Sahaba, and we look at the fasting of the Anbiya before that they didn't do it because they were poor or anything like this, that they did it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From amongst the Sahaba, there were many rich Sahaba who had more money than anybody today does. But this didn't stop them from fasting, rather they were more zealous in fasting. Fasting has many physical, moral, and social benefits. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made fasting compulsory so that we become pious, God-fearing, and God-conscious. That when we're fasting, if somebody secretly takes a bite, nobody knows. But why does one avoid doing it? Is because they know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. Is knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. Many people, they'll joke about things, but honestly speaking, just having that idea that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching me and refraining from doing anything, refraining from having intercourse with your wife or something like this, that nobody's watching. One can take care of one's pleasure if one thinks, but he knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. Fasting in Islam means to stay away from eating, drinking, and cohabitation from the early dawn to Maghrib time with the intention of fasting. So there are 8 types of fasting according to the Hanafi school of thought. Fard mu'ayyan, that fasting the whole month of Ramadan once a year. Fard ghair mu'ayyan, which is the duty upon one to keep qada of a fast missed in the month of Ramadan with or without a valid reason. Wajib mu'ayyan, to vow to keep a fast on a specific day or date for the sake of Allah upon the fulfillment of some wish or desire. Wajib ghair mu'ayyan, to vow or pledge to keep a fast without fixing any day or date upon the fulfillment of a wish. Those fasts which are kept for breaking one's oath also fall under this category. The sunnah of fasting, or sunnah fast, those fasts which Rasulullah ﷺ kept and encouraged others to keep, fasting on the 9th and 10th of Muharram and the 9th of Dhul Hijjah. Mustahab fasting, all fasts besides fard, wajib and sunnah are mustahab. Fasting on Mondays and Thursdays. It is haram to fast on 5 days during the year. Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, and the 3 days after Eid al-Adha. Making intention of fasting is necessary. So it's good to have that intention, inside of the heart, but uttering it from the tongue, it's good, but it's not necessary. If a person stays away from all those things that breaks one's fast without a niyyah, without the intention, the fast will not be valid. That one can't just be like, okay, I'll just, whatever, I won't eat tomorrow. That's not the intention. The intention should be that one wants to fast to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not necessary to express the niyyah verbally, as niyyah itself means to intend. Thus the intention at heart will suffice. However, it is better to express the niyyah verbally also. This is the opinion of the Shaykh who wrote this book. The time for niyyah lasts up to midday for fard mu'ayyan, wajib mu'ayyan, sunnah or mustahab fast. The hours of a day are from subah sadiq to sunset. Mustahabbat in fasting, the preferred things to do while fasting. To partake in the suhoor, the meal before the dawn comes or before the fajr time enters. To delay the suhoor up until that time before fajr. That one can, yes, preferably eat at night, go to sleep and wake up for fajr, but it's preferred to eat at that time before fajr time comes in. To break the fast immediately after sunset. We shouldn't delay this. That, yes, maybe some people are like, okay, maybe my calendar isn't right. Let's wait 1-2 minutes. Okay, that's fine. But, or maybe my clock isn't right. But to unnecessarily delay for 5 to 10 minutes, that we shouldn't do this. This is not correct. Something which is a preferred or a liked act, is to break one's fast with dry or fresh dates if available. Tamar. If dates are not available, then with water. To make the niyyah at night. Things which are makruh while fasting. To chew something rubber or plastic or other such items to keep it in your mouth. There, it does say chewing gum, but in this country, chewing gum has flavor and releases into your mouth. So it's not just you have something rolling around in your mouth. To taste any article of food or drink and spit it out. If a woman has a very ill-tempered husband, it is permissible for her to taste the food, provided it does not go down her throat. Now, nobody should be like this. Nobody should be so awful or mean to their wife. But in the case where there is a sister whose husband is, a zalim, that, and she has to taste, then you just, put it on the tip of your tongue, you taste it. Because in some cases, people are very unreasonable. If the food has even this much extra salt, that they become very angry. To collect one's saliva in the mouth and to swallow it, trying to quench thirst. We should avoid doing this. The children do this, it's okay. But as adults, we should try to avoid this. To delay a bath that has become fard knowingly until after the time of Fajr comes in. If somebody has a wet dream or something, then take care of it before the Fajr comes in. To use some sort of paste or tooth powder to clean one's teeth while fasting, it is permitted to use siwak or any permissible fresh branch or root, a toothstick. To complain of hunger and thirst. We should avoid doing this. That we're showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we're not having any shukr, any thankfulness to Him by complaining, oh, I'm feeling so hungry, I'm feeling so hungry. This is something we should avoid. It honestly ruins our fast and it ruins the essence of the fast. To take water too much up the nostrils when cleaning the nose. To gargle more than necessary. These are two things our ulama tell us that when we have to do ghusl in Ramadan, just be careful, right? It's not saying don't do ghusl, but just be careful. It's not like as though you're gargling all down to here and then the water goes down. To quarrel, argue, use filthy or indecent words. Remember, Ramadan is training for the rest of the year. Yarhamukallah. So Ramadan is training for the whole year. So this is the time where we should practice to stay away from these words anyway. And we shouldn't ruin our fast by saying words like this. We shouldn't fight or argue with somebody over, these things. There's no point. To backbite, tell a lie, and swear. They're all sinful acts, even when one is not fasting. Therefore, they become even worse when you are fasting. Okay, let's see here. And we'll, inshallah, we'll stop over here and we'll continue next week. So, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.